Hello. So this is the fourth episode. It will be about bias, and let's go. I think this will be one of the most interesting and important videos for you, because bias is the one of the problems that most of traders are struggling with. So take notes and stay focused on what I'm going to explain now, okay? So as always, I will explain then this day because, as I said on the previous videos, I will try to, because on that day it was the day I explained the bias on the Spanish 1-to-1, so I will do exactly the same. I took exactly this trade, this long, and two longs on GBP. So I will explain it in a bit. Okay, so first of all, let's explain the bias. You already know how to know the bias, but let's explain in depth. As always, we have our range. When we have our range, what's what we need to determine that the range is activated? A turtle sub with a closing inside the range. Imagine that candle. This. Okay, this is a valid candle because it's closing inside that candle, including the wick. Also, this is inside the range. And our down liquidity will be this one. Okay. Then what happens in between, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just creating pending hours. It's just creating reset hours. It's just restarting hours. But the final down liquidity will be this one. Okay. New concept. Listen carefully. The last quarter of the range it fails to reach the range high and create a fade move, this one. I will talk about this on the entry episode that I like to take, in this case that long and that long. The first and the last move. Why? Because what could happen in between, it could just do this. Imagine you buy here, it take you out in stop loss, or imagine you buy here, you are in retracement, okay, but it does what? It just go again to the range low, acting as a support and then going up. That's why I like entering at the very optimal first move and at the last move. But this video is about bias, so what I wanted to say now, that if the range is not over, and we see, for instance, this, don't get trapped with the shorts. The job is not done yet, so make the last move. Remember what happened yesterday? Sorry. We had the 8-hour range. And see what happened. See what happened here. This is where I exit the position. I already told you why I exit here, the 9 AM candle. I knew that that will be our down liquidity, but look how many hours for only 3 pips. Okay, to me it's not worth it, but you can think here, okay, the 6-hour range is now done. It created a 4-hour range, so our new down liquidity is this one. No, 8-hour range is not over. We are in the last quarter. So what we'll do, a fake move, trapping shorts, trapping shorts, and then up. We can go short here, yes we do, but remember, when a new range is created, this will become a pending R, and this is our drum liquidity. See, it is also creating that 1 hour pending R, and our longs. It will be too late for me because I don't like trading the PM session. It was almost Asian session, but look at this. And final target reached. Okay. This you can apply to not only 8-hour range, you can apply it to 1 hour range, 4-hour range, daily range, weekly range, etc. We will see more examples. Actually, let's go to the July 3rd. Yes. So we had, if I'm not wrong, it was 2 days maybe. Let me check my journal, the range I was watching that day. Alright, it was the 12-hour range. But remember, always look for higher time frame range. We have that 2 days. Really clean. Here was activated, creating a pending R. So let's go to 12-hour. Look at this. We can refine it. Look at this with the intra-total sub. Let's go to lower time frames. All right, 3rd of July. So, as always, don't get trapped going counter trend. Here you can be sure when the range is created, but when a new range is created, we change our down liquidity. Okay, look at this 6-hour candle, but of course this is not our down liquidity. Why? Because we're inside the 12-hour range and within today's range. So when that range is created, we will use it to go long. Okay, this is a failure swing. Sorry, don't worry about this now. And I think it was also SMT. You already know how you can trade this. Okay, 2 a.m. Remember, we trade from 2:45 to the first trade until there is a 2 a.m. GBP news, which it was not the case. But look at what time. Exactly 45 was here. So from here we could take that long. I didn't take that long, I take that one. So look what happened on the last quarter. We were here in the last quarter. Actually, we can refine it. Last quarter, I don't care which range are you picking, but look at this. You might think, okay, the 1 hour range is holding. So this is our turtle soup and our dragon liquidity. No, we are in the last quarter of a high time frame range. It will create what? It will, in this case, we were in London launch, and it will create a pending R to go higher. So I mean, this is the pending R, or in this case, a restarted R to go here then higher. But look, the next candle, what happened? Look at the bodies. If you are trading the last quarter, don't get confused trying to go counter trend. It will just create a new R and use it to go long to complete our range. Okay. We also had SMT here with a new range giving us the bias. So my long was here. The new candle, 6 a.m. Aiming for what? The hikes. It was something like this. And also you could take, it was an ADP news at 8:15 and the job was not done. So 8:30 with unemployment, final target was reached. I mean, not the final because it was a 2-day range. But remember, well, I will talk about this on that video. What happens if the final objective is not met on the same day, which is the best that can happen to you. Well, that day we had another news here, so final target were reached. So really easy day. just following our ranges. That's why after 50 pips day, we had a 10 a.m. news and it was still bullish. Why? Because if you divide the high range into quarters, you are in the last one, so the final move will happen. The same day, we had this on this pair. It was, I think, 2 weeks, if I'm not wrong. Yep. We were here, and look at this. We were inside a 2 weeks range, and we were in the last quarter here. We also create that pending R, but what I want to focus now, it is where we were at the 10 a.m. candle with the news. I mean, you could think, okay, we just took, thinking as a retailer or as a ICT student, you could think, okay, we just took that equal hike, so reversal. No, why? Because there is a bigger range here, and we are at the last quarter. Sorry. So what we'll do at 10 a.m. We are on the highest price of the day, but we are not scared to buy. Okay, our take profit will be at the range high. Just think always now with bias. So what I want to do now is going to my outlooks. I mean, not onto my outlooks, but see how I knew the direction of my outlooks and see why I was that precise, that accurate, okay? But first of all, let's go to this one, for instance. So this is the 1 year candle. And look at this. So every candle is a year. And as always, think on ranges. So imagine we were in that year and it's creating what? It's creating a pending R. So we already know once the turtle soup has been made, we already know that year direction. It will be higher. So on that year, the month will be in the, sorry. Look at some 70, so look at the month, how it will be higher. Then 12 month again. Is the target reached? No. So this is the previous R, and we already know how it will be the next candle. At least it will create a higher high. And there you go. Next. Oh. Okay, so look at the next one. This was the previous candle. Once the big range is complete, it does what? It reverses. So look now at this one, previous candle, turtle soup, and we already know After the turtle soup, our bias for that year, the following, and look at the body. It's closed inside that one. So it creates what? It creates a intra turtle soup, and our new dragon liquidity is here. But look what happened here. Exactly the same. When going into our dragon liquidity, it creates what? The next year it creates the turtle soup and closing inside. So this is our new dragon liquidity. And try to imagine now that this is happening on every single time frame. Let's go to 3 months. Look at this. This is everything an inside bar. So this range is not activated yet. But look at this. Here, turtle soup, dragon liquidity, it fails. So this is still our dragon liquidity until a closing above here. Look at the wicks and the bodies are respecting this. So this is still our dragon liquidity. It creates a new range inside that range. So new dragon liquidity, and the last one, turtle soup and turtle soup. So in that quarter, because this is 3 month candles, this is the first dragon liquidity and the last dragon liquidity. Look at how it fails, but remember, last quarter. So let's go to lower time frame and see what happened. What is this candle? It's opening above and it is counter trend. So this, when it opens above, it's just going into that low, and from that low to create this R, it needs to create a turtle soup. So turtle soup with a pending R, focusing or aiming the final target, which is this one. And there you go. We can go now to 2 weeks. If we can see something interesting, look at this 1 week. This is perfect. Why it fails to create this one? Because in between it creates a new one. So we can refine this candle, maybe some SMT or filler swing, and final target. So you could do this in every time frame, and you will know our bias for that time frame. It doesn't necessarily need to be a 3 months candles, because you have a if this is your 3 months candle, it doesn't mean that you only need to, in this case, go short every single day. No, do create of course, days to go long and also days to go short. I mean, the final down liquidity is this one. It doesn't mean that you only focus on shorts. This is not the same when, for instance, this is a 4-hour candle. If this is a 4-hour candle, you are only looking for shorts. Why? Because the retracement, it will be only, for instance, if this is 30 pips, it will be only 10 pips to then go lower 20 pips. The retracement will be to create pending Rs or restart some R that could be in the middle. Alright, so as I said, let's go to I still have fine, I'm not wrong. Yes. I think I started doing my outlooks right here, more or less. But I'm not keeping the arrows. But since I'm keeping, look at how precise it was my outlooks. We were here, retracement higher until this height. You reach, look at this, perfect here. Next outlook, Friday, so Monday here, it makes what? It makes a lower low and return to here, exactly here, and then what? Look at the reaction. New Monday here, this is Friday, and I say, okay, it will go up to this high, and boom. This was complete as the XY already took that low here, but as the job wasn't done, and I stopped doing my autos here because here I was on vacation. But I would say something like we're here, yeah. I would say something like this. And for this week, I don't know because I didn't look. But let's go. Why I knew all the outlooks. I mean all the bias all the time. Okay. What do you have here? A weekly range. So let me see. Yeah. So this is, yeah. I can delete this for now. Look at this. This is Friday, so on Monday we create a turtle soup. And also over 3 days and 2 days. It's very, very clean. So which will be the bias for that week until this high, and then this high is reached, of course it will belongs. It's that simple. We are only focusing on longs until this, and then this is reached. Meaning what? When it opens above, we have a low hanging fruit objective. Look at this. The target is not reached. Why? Because it creates a pending R, and the low of the range acts like a support, a real support. Okay. So let's see how we go trade this, for instance. Let's look at 12 hours. Turtle soup, final target here, reach. When the range is complete, it reverses and it creates another range. Look at this, final target not met, and aiming the down liquidity. So this will be just what? Turtle soup and a range in low time frame. Look at this. It just complete that one. So until, look at this fails to make the 8-hour range low. So this is a previous R, creating a new range. This is our new drawn liquidity. So we already know how will the next candle be. This is Asia, so easy longs for London, and we could refine. We already know that this is a fake move. Why? Because it's going into the other direction of our objective. Simple, right? So let's continue. Will you trust this? Why not? Remember, last quarter, it creates what? A pending R. Inside the pending R, what we have? Another pending R that we can refine. This is our London candle. As I said, we don't need to go only long until the target is reached, because this is a 1-day range, if I'm not wrong. So in between we can short. Look at this. We have our turtle soup and shorts for London until which candle it will create the low of the day, 5 a.m. So 5 a.m. candle will create the turtle soup, and we already know the bias for the next candles until this high is reached. And look, this is the end of the day, so this will be Asia, and London. London didn't reach the high, so we already know the bias for New York, bullish. When a huge R is created, I mean is complete, it does what? It reverses. Let's see if we see some R to reverse. Look at the 12-hour range, and this is our new dragon liquidity. Let's see how we can trade this. This was a news, so it could be difficult to trade this, but if you know this dragon liquidity, you will see this on the entry videos, but this is your first one, short, second short, and our dragon liquidity. Was the target reached here? No. So this will be what? Look at this, pending R and easy shorts. Okay. But remember, was the final target met yet? That was the weekly and 3 days. Yeah, the weekly and 3-day range. No. So our dragon liquidity is still higher. Our bias is bullish. But let's go to, let's continue. Okay, what do we want now? We just we restarted that R, counter trend, so this is a restarted R, and we want to continue higher, what? A pending one. Look at the body, it closed below, so we are not taking this into account, and we want this to create a new pending. Let's see. There you go. Look at the body. Yeah, inside. So we have bias for the next, in this case, days until this height is reached. Perfect. Why? Because look at this. There's a lot of things that I can say. Okay, let's go step by step. Remember, we are bullish, and this is London. This is a 1 a.m. 4-hour candle, which is London, and we want what? Look at the 6-hour candle. Is doing a turtle soup. Let's see if we can refine. Yep. This is a failure swing. 3 a.m. candle. Don't worry, you will know why that happened, but go into lower time frames to see an R. This is a hint why we can see a failure swing here and not a 1 hour range. Look at the time. Only 5 minutes left for the new candle. That's why I say I want to buy new candles or failure swings. So we have a really easy long. Just go long until your account don't let you go long because you are full margin. Is that crazy? I know. This is our final target. That will be around 20 pips for the day. Is more than enough. I mean, not for the day, for the session. Remember what I said about the quarters? We are the last quarter, so we are not trusting this as a short. We want to buy here. And surprise, again, easy shorts, easy longs. Done. But remember, this is just in the big, in the big image, this is just a turtle soup of the 12-hour range. Remember? And this is the final target. So what happens for the next, let's say, for the next 2 days, we already know our bias. It's that simple. What time is this? 9 a.m. New York. So this is perfect. Why? Because we already know the bias for that day. When the bias will be, let's say it will fail if the 12-hour range low doesn't respect. Let's see if with respect, we had for the time this is FOMC after what? Restarting that R. Let's see if this is a failure swing. So in my eyes, I see that candle like this. This is the bias. Let's see if we can refine. 3 hours. Yep, look at this. We don't even need to refine. So we don't even need to see the fake turtle soup because we have this clean R. Can we trade that news? What everybody will say is gambling. ICT said this kind of news you can trade because it's you don't know what to do. You can burn your account. Okay, whatever you want. Whatever you want. I'm buying here. I don't care what you say. I'm buying here. Perfect. It doesn't reach, so we already know the direction for the next candles. Perfect. This is exactly what we want to say, to see what, why. Because we already know what will happen next. What is this? This is a pending R aiming the final round liquidity for that day. So what are we doing? Here we are buying. It is a new candle. Yep. Look at the time. It's a new candle, so we are buying here. Buys. This is not opportunity to short, this is opportunity to go long. Well, this was Asia, so it will consolidate, and we already know the bias for London. This is the best that could happen to us. That the target is not reached in Asia, in this case. So what we'll do in London, okay, we need to see the low time frame Rs. Look at this. It opens above, so this is our new drum liquidity, but we need to see the bodies. Yeah, look at this. This is our real buy. Here. But the body is still inside. Look at the 1 hour range. I'm just doing this blindly. I'm not looking the correlated asset. I'm not looking at what news it was that day. But if I would see this, I would refine a bit. I mean, look at this. Look at that candle. Look at the bodies. Every single body respecting that candle. So this will be our minimum target to reach before going long. So once this happens, that 1 hour range is done. So it will create what? It will create another one. Doing what? Turtle soup. Once the turtle soup is done, we are buying a 10 a.m. candle in this case. Here. And we are in the last quarter, so we already know our double liquidity. Let's see, yeah, in Asia. Easy, right? But remember, this Thursday, let's see the next week. This was NFP, but I mean, we already knew the bias for that NFP. But look at this, it didn't reach the sorry. Look at this, it didn't reach the drawn liquidity, so this is Sunday, and see that candle. This is an inside candle, so we want what? We have two options here, this or this. Are you agree? Yes, you are. Look. And look. Everything is telling to us, go fucking long. In the turtle soup, our first round liquidity didn't reach it on that day, so perfect. Why? We already know the bias for the next day. What is this? Previous R. How we could trade this? We can refine. Let's see if we can refine more. Look at the time. So we already knew in that day the bias for London, which was to make the that low, and we already knew the bias for New York. I will tell you this in the news episode, that we want to trade as close as possible to the news. Look at the time, 7:30. We are not trading yet. Is just activated the 1 hour, the 1 day range, being pending because it's aiming the final target. This is not even 8. This. So we want to see now a try to make a lower low, but you will see that it will fail in this case. Yep, this is a failure swing. Don't worry about this now. Also, don't worry about the entries, but you already knew the bias and what to do in this day. So just we are going long. Our down liquidity is not reached, so we are not fearful to long. Okay, new day, Asia. Perfect. Target is not reached. Why? Because we already know the bias for the next day. Perfect again. Look at the time. Which will be the bias for New York? Let's see if we have some news. And blindly I will go long on the next candle and see what happens. Are you surprised? No. Why the A3 news was short if we were in the last quarter and really close to that target. Let's look at 4 hours. This was the candle. No, it was 5 a.m. Oh, sorry. This was the candle. What is this? This is an, I mean, at the moment of the news, we are inside. Look at this. So we were at the 5 a.m. candle for our candle, but inside the 1 a.m. candle. This is a red flag. We are not trading news inside the candles. Why? Because it's, in these cases, it is when it's doing the fake move. Then when the fake move is done, it gives what a pending arc going into the real move. And exactly what happened. When I don't know if this was a one. Yep. What happens when a big range has been complete? Creates what? What is this? Pretty bizarre because it can reach our final down liquidity, and it reached at 9 a.m. Final range is complete and reversal. What is the down liquidity? This. We don't need this. Why? Because we're still bullish. We are just looking for a low hanging fruit objectives. Also, don't worry about the entries, but look at the time. 9:50, 55, it creates the higher high. What's the most what's the probability to the next candle? It will fail to make a higher high. Why? Because look at the time. 9:55. This is almost the 10 a.m. candle. So for me, this is the 10 a.m. candle, so failure swing. Where our target? Right here. Look at that day. Easy longs, easy shorts. And was the target meet? No. So that's perfect. We already know the bias for the next days. We want a new R to be pending. Look how precise. This is what is a restarted R. Opens above. This is our new target. So we want what? After going long, this is complete, but we want a new pending to go long, right? The 4-hour candle was not pending yet, so the news is going into the wrong direction, trapping everybody. I mean, everybody will know that this is our down liquidity. I mean, it's too obvious, but doing this is trapping everybody. I shorted that news, by the way. It was really, really easy. Remember? Well, not remember. I'm telling you that we had also that 8-hour range that must be also done. When a big range is complete, it reverses. So where are the longs? First we have the shorts on the news with a take profit, no more than this. Where are the longs? Here until here. There's news, so we are looking for 4 hours. If we couldn't take this because this could be a bit complicated, we are just following and trusting our draw on liquidity. Let's see if this could fail to create a new long opportunity. Perfect. You see how easy it is to find our bias? I mean, you have a big R, you know the bias for the next 1, 2, 3 days. If it fails to create, to reach the drawn liquidity, you know the bias for the next day. When you here, already know what to do next. Here, you already know what to do next. It's that simple. So let's continue. And finally, final target has been met. So what happens when a huge arc has been done, has been complete? It creates what? It needs to create a new range, then go lower. Look at this. Perfect. Here. This acts like a resistance. Look. Look. This was complete. It creates this one. It's every single day the same. Easy. Really, really easy. So, new week open here. And why I say this was my outlook. Look at this candle. And we need to create what? To create the high of that range to go lower. Because this is already done, but we need to create a pending R to go lower. So is an inside candle. Focus on that big one. Low is taken. Perfect. Look at this. Look at the arrows. And when the low is taken respecting the bodies, where is the target? Here. It is already, so I can delete it. Perfect. And perfect. Let's refine our entry. What do we see? We see the drawn liquidity for London and the drawn liquidity for London Lunch and New York. Well, it just created into turtle soup and they respect that one, so it creates another one. What time it will do this? At 5 a.m. The new 4-hour, 12-hour, 8-hour candle. No, 6-hour, sorry, candle. So let's refine. We can refine even more. Sorry. So we already know what to do that day. This was London Lunch going to New York. We had news at 10 a.m. Do we know the bias of the news? Remember, last quarter, this is not a short opportunity, it's just an opportunity to go long. It creates what? Pending R to aiming to our drawn liquidity. Final drawn liquidity was, remember, yes. Are you surprised for that huge long candle? No. We have news, so we are looking for Rs. Yep. Was the target met? No. So this is what I'm going to do all the sequence. Look at the time. 9:50, 10 minutes left for the news. So we are buying as close as possible. Was the target met? No. We are not fearful to still going long. And final target here, done. Is that easy? We can delete all of this right now. Not the arrow. And remember, I wanted to create a weekly pending R to go short. Look at this. Alright, so going into new week. If I'm not wrong, I didn't create the look for that week. I don't know why. But look at this. Do we know the drawn liquidity? Look at this. Let's see if we have a bigger R. Yep. Look how perfect. 3 days R. So we already know the bias for that week again. Going into 4 hours. Here is a turtle soup on Monday. And first Friday of the month means NFP, and we were really up on the R, and look what is our down liquidity, almost 300 pips. Let's refine this entry. Look at this, and look at this. We are not taking into account this one. See, the high is here, 21, 23. So yeah, we can refine. Look at this. We can refine with an intra-turtle soup. Why? Because we want to go short as close as possible to the news. So we are not trading that candle, first of all, because it's Asia. Well, actually, I don't know if it will be this NFP. Let's see. Yeah, this must be NFP, but yeah, sorry, this is an 8-hour candle. My bad. Look at this. We can refine, and finally, a 1-hour candle. Look how beautiful. If you know, is a previous art for the way, by the way, going into the 12-hour range high turtle soup, and we are selling here into this NFP, so 36 pips. It will make it so easy. We are focusing on our next target. 70 is enough, but final target wasn't reached, and look at the first candle of Sunday. Boom. Done. What I was saying is that if you see how there's something better than this strategy, just let me know. I'm really interested, okay? There's nothing that comes close. Next week. This is the Friday candle. So, sorry, I delayed the arrows. Yes. What I was expecting. This was Friday. I was expecting what? Remember, we are bearish now. You see? This is our new down liquidity. But price not going straight to our target. It won't do. Turtle soup and boom, no. We are here. It will create what? A fake range. This we don't need that. This won't be our down liquidity, but it will create a turtle soup, and then we wait for a new pending R and final move. Something like this. Oh yeah, finally. So forget what I just said. Maybe it was 2 weeks. Yeah, sorry. It was 2 weeks, and look what happened. Final target was met, and look at the bodies inside. Actually, it's really strange that this happened, that going straight to our target. Well, I mean, we are not trapped going longs. Why? Because do you see some range to go long? Look, it's just going short, short. You see, there is no opportunity to go long. Look at that London day, we already know the bias. This is a pending R, and when this is complete, it creates what? Creates a new R. So, like this. Remember, this is a 2-week range here. And boom, final target. Let's see if we have another outlook. Yeah, this one. This is the last one I will comment because it's okay. So on Friday we closed right here. So what do we have now? Okay, this two weeks range, turtle souped, and we were here. So our down liquidity is bearish. This, and we were here, and look at the 4-hour chart. We see that candle. Look at the bodies, and with intraturtle soup. So we already know this was what I say in my outlook here, and then creates a pending, and boom. So the bias for Monday will be going long. This is perfect. We want this to hold, and look at the time, 2:45. And so let's see what's happened. Easy, right? So now we want to go short. So we are waiting for what? A pending R. Let's see if we can find someone. Look at this. Look at the bodies. See if there is a big one. Nope. Nope. So the daily range is the biggest one. Also, we had here, I remember SMT with GBP. So another confluence that will make what? In my eyes, I will see this as a range with the first diamond liquidity here. This doesn't exist. So we already have the bias for London on that day. 3M candle, power 3, boom, easy. Going into on that day we have news and we have our diamond liquidity. What do we want? By the way, on that day we have also this Friday 21 of June. Here. 21. Remember, we have this is my local time, this is 2 a.m. in New York. We dial sales on GBP and create what? We can trade the 2 a.m. candle, creating a 4-hour pending range, aiming final target. So we can trade what? We can trade this in the turtle soup, that 2 a.m. candle. We can trade up here. First news was here, and another one's here. Look at this. 950 French flash manufacturer PMI and 930 German flash manufacturing PMI. Why the target wasn't reached here? Because the XY completed the R, so when the R is completed, it reverses. Going into the new week, it reverses, and okay, the XY complete the job, but remember, we still bearish, so we are waiting for what? A new range to be created. This is a failure swing, meaning my eyes are seeing this. Can delete all of this. Look, this 1 day range, it is still holding. Yes, look at this. Look at the wicks where are stopping. This acts like a resistance, real resistance. And this is still our final double liquidity. So as I say, failure swing, my eyes are seeing this. Let's refine our entry for London or New York. Is London. And yeah, look at this. Remember, my eyes are seeing this, so we have our down liquidity for London. Let's go into 1 hour. What time the high has been made? At 1 a.m. So we are trading the 2 and 3 a.m. candle. Look at what time, because I traded that day. I traded and I sold. What time? 2:45. Look at this. $2.45, create a range, and I sold 8.50 on that candle. Where is my down liquidity for that day? Here. This is perfect. Now, short opportunity. Let's see if we can find another. No, it's going straight to take profit. Remember, this is the final down liquidity. Let's see if we can find another setup. New day. There's news that day. I don't know. But going straight to the take profit. Look at this. This is what? This is a failure swing. My eyes see this. So where are we shorting? Right here. Raise our take profit here. And by the way, Look at the time. This is a new candle. Okay, 8 a.m. Forgot to comment. And what happens when a huge range is complete? It reverses. I think I'm going to stop the video here. Just look at this. All the time is doing the same. Is the job done? No. So we have the direction for Asia. And every single day is doing the same. Three days range, going into new week. Where is the driver liquidity for the next week? Look, the new week opening up on that day. Almost 40 pips going into our driver liquidity. But this is our final driver liquidity. No. Let's go to 1 week, and this is where we are right now. It closes the new week opening up. I will comment this on the new week opening up new gap episodes. Creating what? Creating a daily range into our dragon liquidity. So final target, last target. Let's refine. What do we see? Done, and to when objective is done, it creates a pending R to go higher. Objective done, creates a new pending R to go higher. The target is not met, so we already know the bias for the next candle. Easy, right? What's the bias that could happen to us? That this is not reached on that day. Why? We already know the bias for the next day. And this is where I started that video, 3rd of July. And I think I'm going to stop here. I covered a lot. This is a very important video. Make sure to backtest it as much as you can, study as much as you can, watch it the times you need, and you can do exactly what I did with another pairs, for instance, going to GBP or going to previous days, like random, I don't know, going for here, you can do exactly the same and practice, okay? So thank you for watching. I will do the review on the afternoon because look at today's London price action was really shitty. It moved only 7 pips. What a prank, bro. GP, exactly the same shit. 15 pips. I was looking for that hours. It is still okay. Is this still can be valid? In 20 minutes we'll close this one, so this 4-hour candle won't be valid anymore. If we want to go short, we want this, the new 5 AM candle to open above, creating a turtle soup. And being like this. But Actually, I don't know because remember this on you. We are almost here. Only 13 pips. Actually, in 50-50, look at the precision. 1 hour candle done here. 2 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. failure swing, and reversal. 7 pips, so it's not worthy for me. Remember where we have been watching how clean and how trash is this compared to what when we have a clear range. All that price action I just told you is really easy to navigate in the market. When there is no clear range, look at what shitty price action we have. So just wait, better days are coming. Watch another pairs. This also is failing, but look at this. Okay, I'm a bit tired, so I'm going to stop here. Thank you for watching again, and see you on the review that afternoon, okay? Bye.